Scorpio, have you felt like something invisible is changing around you? Maybe you've been waking up at unusual hours, thinking about people you haven't seen in years, or feeling strangely emotional for no clear reason. What if I told you? These aren't random emotions, because before every new moon, there is a brief moment when the universe becomes incredibly quiet. And in that silence, Scorpio is often the very first sign to feel the shift. The energy arriving on July 13th isn't asking you to chase your future. It's preparing your future to find you. Today we're uncovering the 7 powerful signs that your life is about to change before this new moon arrives. Some of these signs may already be happening, without you even realizing it. So stay until the very end, because sign number 7 has surprised thousands of Scorpios during past lunar cycles. And if it appears in your life now, everything could change faster than you expect. 1. The quiet before transformation. Scorpio, people often imagine transformation as something loud, a dramatic breakthrough, a shocking opportunity, a life-changing phone call. But real transformation rarely announces itself. Instead, it whispers. It begins with tiny emotional shifts, small moments that seem ordinary, until one day you look back and realize your entire life quietly changed. That's exactly what makes the days before a new moon so powerful. The old energy slowly fades, while the new chapter hasn't fully arrived yet. It's like standing between two worlds. You may not know where you're going, but deep inside, you know you can't stay where you've been. For Scorpio, this feeling becomes even stronger. Your zodiac sign naturally senses emotional currents long before others notice them. While everyone else sees ordinary days, you often feel invisible changes beneath the surface. And right now, that sensitivity is increasing. You may suddenly lose interest in things that once excited you. Conversations feel different. Certain friendships seem quieter. Dreams become more vivid. Your intuition grows louder than logic. None of this means you're lost. It means your inner compass is recalibrating. Think about a snake. Before it sheds its old skin, it doesn't become stronger after the transformation begins. It becomes uncomfortable first. The old skin no longer fits. Movement feels restricted. Everything becomes awkward until finally, the old layer falls away. Scorpio, your emotional world works the same way. Sometimes discomfort isn't punishment, it's preparation. The universe doesn't always remove what's wrong. Sometimes it simply makes it impossible for you to remain where you've outgrown. Many Scorpios mistake this season for failure. They think, why am I losing motivation? Why do I feel disconnected? Why is everything slowing down? But slowing down isn't always a setback. Sometimes it's divine timing, protecting you from moving in the wrong direction. Imagine trying to sprint through thick fog. You'd probably run straight into danger. Instead, the universe gently slows your pace until clarity arrives. That's exactly what's happening before this new moon. Your path isn't disappearing. It's simply being revealed one step at a time. And the more patient you become, the more clearly you'll recognize the first powerful sign that your life is shifting. Because every major transformation begins long before the visible results appear. The seed always grows underground, before anyone sees the flower. Scorpio, your underground season is ending. Something beautiful is quietly preparing to emerge. 2. You suddenly feel drawn to let go of things that no longer feel like you. Scorpio, the first powerful sign your life is about to shift before the new moon is surprisingly simple. You begin letting go, not because someone tells you to, but because your soul quietly knows it's time. You may notice that certain conversations no longer excite you. Habits you've repeated for years suddenly feel empty. Even goals you once chased with passion don't carry the same meaning anymore. At first, this can feel confusing. You might wonder if you've lost your motivation. But the truth is, you're not losing your drive. You're outgrowing an old version of yourself. Before every meaningful transformation, the universe creates space for something new, and space can only appear when you're willing to release what no longer belongs in your life. Think of a tree in late summer. It doesn't cling to every leaf forever. It trusts the season. Because it knows that letting go isn't the end of its story. It's the beginning of its next chapter. Scorpio, this new moon, carries that same message. If you're naturally walking away from unhealthy relationships, draining routines, negative thoughts, or fears that have followed you for years, don't resist the process. Your intuition is leading you toward alignment. The more you release what weighs you down, the lighter your spirit becomes. And when you're no longer carrying yesterday's emotional baggage, you'll finally have both hands free to receive tomorrow's blessings. So ask yourself one honest question today. What am I holding on to simply because it feels familiar? Sometimes the greatest act of courage isn't chasing something new. It's trusting yourself enough to let go of what no longer reflects the person you're becoming. And if this message resonates with you, stay with me. Because the second sign is even more mysterious. It often begins while you're asleep, and many Scorpios don't realize it's happening until their reality starts changing. 3. Your dreams become more vivid and more meaningful. Scorpio. Have your dreams been feeling unusually real lately? Maybe you keep seeing the same place, the same person, or the same symbol over and over again. You wake up with a strange feeling that the dream meant something, even if you can't fully explain it. Before the new moon, this is one of the strongest signs that your intuition is becoming more active. Your conscious mind is quieter, allowing your inner wisdom to speak through dreams, emotions, and subtle messages. Don't dismiss these experiences as coincidence. Sometimes a dream doesn't predict the future. Instead, it prepares your heart for it. You may dream about closing old doors, crossing bridges, climbing mountains, or standing beneath a bright night sky. These images often represent growth, healing, and the beginning of a new chapter. Scorpio, your sign has always been deeply connected to transformation. While others search for answers in the outside world, you often discover them within. That's why paying attention to your dreams over the next few nights could reveal emotions you've been avoiding or opportunities you've been overlooking. Keep a notebook beside your bed. The moment you wake up, write down anything you remember, even a single word or feeling. Over time, you may notice a pattern that becomes impossible to ignore. The universe rarely shouts. More often, it whispers through symbols, intuition, and quiet moments of reflection. And as this new moon draws closer, those whispers may become impossible to overlook. Because sign number 3 isn't something you'll see in your dreams. You'll begin to notice it in the people and unexpected encounters that suddenly enter your life. 4. Unexpected people begin entering your life, Scorpio. The third powerful sign often arrives when you least expect it. Someone new crosses your path. It could be a stranger, an old friend reaching out after years of silence, or a conversation that seems completely ordinary at first. But something about it feels different. Before the new moon, the universe has a way of placing the right people in your life at exactly the right moment. Not everyone who enters your story is meant to stay forever. Some arrive to teach a lesson. Some open a new door. And some simply remind you of the strength you've forgotten you possess. Pay close attention to the connections that feel natural rather than forced. Notice the conversations that leave you feeling inspired, hopeful, or unexpectedly at peace. These encounters may seem like coincidence today, but weeks from now, you may realize they mark the beginning of a completely new direction. Scorpio, your intuition is your greatest guide. If someone consistently brings clarity instead of confusion, encouragement instead of doubt, don't ignore that feeling. The new moon is quietly aligning people, opportunities, and timing in ways you can't yet see. Trust the process. Because the fourth sign isn't about who enters your life. It's about the surprising opportunity that's already beginning to find you. 5. An unexpected opportunity begins to find you. Scorpio. The fourth powerful sign doesn't always arrive with flashing lights or dramatic announcements. Sometimes it begins with a single message, a casual conversation, or an idea that suddenly refuses to leave your mind. At first it may seem too small to matter. But don't underestimate small beginnings. Many of life's biggest blessings start as quiet opportunities that most people overlook. Before this new moon, the universe may place a chance in front of you that doesn't look extraordinary on the surface. It could be a new project, a career possibility, a creative passion, or even a decision you've been afraid to make. The difference is, this opportunity feels different. Instead of filling you with fear, it fills you with curiosity. Instead of draining your energy, it gives you hope. Scorpio, your intuition is your greatest advantage right now. If something keeps returning to your thoughts, don't dismiss it as imagination. Sometimes the universe repeats an opportunity until you're finally ready to recognize it. That doesn't mean you should rush into every decision. It means you should stay open, ask questions, explore new possibilities, and trust yourself enough to take one small step when the timing feels right. Remember, transformation rarely happens all at once. It unfolds through one courageous choice after another. This new moon isn't asking you to have every answer today. It's simply asking you to be willing to open the next door when it appears. Because sign number 5 is even more personal. It begins the moment you realize you're becoming stronger than the fears that once controlled your life. 6. Sign 5. You're becoming stronger than the fears that once controlled you. Scorpio. The fifth powerful sign is one that many people don't recognize until they look back. It's not that your fears suddenly disappear. It's that they no longer control your decisions. There was a time when doubt could stop you before you even began. You questioned your abilities. You replayed worst-case scenarios in your mind. You waited for the perfect moment that never seemed to arrive. But something is changing. Before this new moon, you're beginning to notice a quiet confidence growing within you. You still feel uncertainty, but now you're willing to move forward anyway. And that's what real courage looks like. Courage isn't the absence of fear. It's choosing to take the next step despite it. Scorpio, your sign has always been known for resilience. Every challenge you've faced has taught you something valuable. Every disappointment has made you wiser. Every setback has quietly prepared you for the opportunities that are now approaching. The person you were a year ago may have hesitated. The person you're becoming is ready to trust themselves. You no longer need everyone's approval. You no longer feel the need to explain every decision. You're learning that peace comes from listening to your own intuition instead of the opinions of the crowd. That inner strength is one of the clearest signs that your life is shifting. The new moon isn't creating a stronger version of you. It's revealing the strength that has been inside you all along. So when the next opportunity appears, don't let old fears write a new chapter. Let your growth make the decision instead, because the sixth sign is impossible to ignore. It arrives when life begins clearing away what no longer belongs, making room for blessings you never imagined were possible. 7. Sign 6 and Sign 7. Life begins clearing the way for your greatest blessing, O Scorpio. The sixth sign can feel uncomfortable before it feels exciting. Without warning, certain things begin to leave your life. Plans change, people become distant, opportunities you expected suddenly disappear. At first, it may feel like you're losing something important. But look a little closer. Not everything that leaves is a loss. Sometimes it's protection. The universe has a way of removing what no longer fits your future, even when your heart wants to hold on. Scorpio, you are entering a season where closed doors may actually be guiding you toward the right one. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" try asking, "What space is being created for something better?" Every ending carries the seed of a new beginning, and that brings us to the seventh and final sign, a deep, undeniable feeling that something good is coming. You can't explain it. Nothing around you may have changed yet, but inside, there's a quiet sense of peace. A feeling that you've survived the hardest part. That your breakthrough is no longer a distant dream. It's getting closer. Scorpio, never underestimate that inner knowing. Your intuition often recognizes a new chapter, long before your eyes can see it. This new moon isn't asking you to become someone else. It's inviting you to fully step into the person you've been growing into all along. Trust the timing, trust the process, and most importantly, trust yourself. Because sometimes the greatest miracle doesn't arrive with fireworks. It arrives as a single decision, to believe that your best days are still ahead. Scorpio, if even one of these 7 signs resonated with your life today, take it as a reminder to stay open to what's unfolding. The new moon marks a fresh beginning, but the choices you make today shape the opportunities you'll recognize tomorrow. If this message gave you hope, let me know in the comments by writing, "I welcome my new beginning." And if you're ready for more Scorpio guidance, spiritual insights, and empowering messages, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss what's coming next. Until next time, stay strong, trust your intuition, and remember, the universe is always working behind the scenes, even when you can't yet see the masterpiece it's creating. Scorpio.